Just a single in this over so far. 4 balls done, 2 remaining.
Half hit down the ground, no real timing. For Japan, good start, similar to Nepal in that afternoon game. They'll want a lot more than the 140 that Nepal ended up with, though, you would imagine.
Yeah, they were good in the power play. They were scoring around 8.5 runs per over, and then in the middle overs, Asif Sheikh and Rohit Paudel, they were just stuck.
Just going to be the single for Anand, despite the misfield, who's got to double figures for the first time in the tournament. A good start this from Japan. They're 31 for none. Going to be spin from both ends of the ground now, we'll see. A few off breaks. A few leg breaks, correction, from Ben Maliata. Been working hard when I was down with Tara on a few of the pronunciations. I'm hopefully going to get them right. There they are, off breaks. This is full. Oh, this is close. Yeah, definitely off breaks. Paresh, you're selling me a dummy here as they can scramble up.
No, actually, cocks his wrist while...
Yeah, you stitched me up good and proper. Thanks. You've done that on purpose. That's okay. Not the first time I'll look a fool on air. Yeah, clear. I was watching all the warm-ups as well and during the games prior, but you were rolling your wrist at me. Yeah, some off breaks from Ben Maliata. There's a little bit of an unorthodox action to them.
Yeah, the last over, the 4th over, yielded only 3 runs. This is a good over so far. Full toss, but he hit straight to the field. Quick single taken by these 2 batsmen.
Great fielding by Nash. A 3-run save for me.
The field changed for the right-hander. There's a deep square leg and a long on. The 2 boundary riders.
Full toss, pumped down the ground. 2 fielders outside the circle. That's one of them. The skipper does the fielding.
This is a very quiet over. 2 quiet overs on a trot. It's a decent start for Japan without losing a wicket. 34 for no loss in the 5th. Fleming on to 20.
Just the 3 singles from the first Maliata over. With 5 bowled, it's 34 for none.
It's going to be Fatu Tiai to continue from the Oman LNG end. Picked up, down to long on for a massive 6. This is a good hit.
And Anand is, well, turning his form around, isn't he? Look completely bereft of all form. Coming into this match tonight, just slightly up on the wrong camera angle, as it was pumped all the way. An evasive action taken by... Well, plenty up there. Some of our crew running the series. And 1 bounce into the wall and 6 You would have to think Japan are going to be delighted with this start, with Isam Rahman to come at 3, something they can work and build upon. Good bowling, saw him coming, pulled it shorter in length.
Yeah, and a bit slower through the air as well. 6 on the first ball and then 2 dots. Anand looks like to be a bit of a basher. He likes to get on with the game.
And credit to the Japan coaching staff and management for sticking with him. I'll tell you why. 2-1 in his 2 games so far, and in fact in his T20I career, 5 matches, just 21 runs. So for Dougal Bedingfield, oh, good shot, and beats the gap, beats the dive, and is going to find the rope to go with it. Anand's got a career best now already in T20I cricket, and he's growing in confidence.
Went to the back foot and cut that away towards the vacant area. There was a diving attempt by the fielder, but couldn't stop it. Into the gap.
Back on the money to close out the power play. At the end of the 6th, it's 44 for none. Let's get a look at the best of the power play. Japan have dominated it. Again, Kadewaki Fleming to the form, but this time he's getting support from Anand.
Anand looks like a basher. He's hit 2 boundaries back to back, one in front of square on the offside, and then the other one behind square on the offside. Fleming too, with a straight bat, hitting the ball down the ground. This was a best of the lot because he opened his face of the bat, get the gap, and Anand, the first 6 of the innings, and even this one, into the gap on the offside. 44 for no loss, a good start by Japan.
Malayata will continue with his off breaks. Yeah, for Samoa, wicketless thus far. They'll have done their prep coming in. Taran Nethla is very much out of my ilk, a real cricket tragic or cricket badger or a cricket lover. And he's done a huge amount of prep on the opposition, just talking to him pre-match there. He's also worked out basically every permutation in this Super 6 as to the number of games that they have to win. Well bowled again by Malayata, just angling in. So he'll know that Kadewaki Fleming is critical for Japan's cause. He's not quite going at the rate that he would like. He's not playing as fluently as he did against Nepal, but he's still there. And he's the leading run scorer for Japan by a distance, isn't he, the 29-year-old?
Yeah, he has 2 centuries under his belt in the T20 internationals. He played a superb knock against Nepal. Malayata, second over, only a single of this over so far. Only 3 runs off his first over. Saw the batsman coming down the track, bowled it a bit shorter. This is a very good thinking bowling by him.
60 it was he made off 46 deliveries, 5 fours and 3 maximums in there, but from that position of 97 for 1 in the 13th with the 2 kind of primary batters in the team at the crease, they'll have been so disappointed to have crumbled all the way down to 131 for 8. So they have another good platform here, and just want to parlay it into much more than the 130 or 140 that we've tended to see here at this ground. 7 have been bowled. It's 47 for none. That's the batting card. Absolutely not necessarily in order, and we've seen Japan, I don't know whether they're just doing it for a bit of fun with me, but we've seen them mix up their batting order from what they are listing and indicating to us. But what we've been told is Isam Rahman will be at 3, Sabarish Ravichandran at 4, Benjamin Ito Davis at 5, and Charlie Harahinze, the youngster, the 17-year-old, at 6, and then maybe Ibrahim Takahashi at 7. Going to see some leg breaks as Visser comes into the attack, the man who broke the world record for the most number of runs hit in an over, runs a very successful cricket coaching business in Sydney, where he lives. So much so that he doesn't actually play that much cricket there. He's much more often coaching the Hype Cricket Academy. So the likes of Harry Brook and plenty of Cricket Australia players come along to it. So credit to him. Bowls pretty handy leg breaks too, flat through the air, but it's his power pack batting that we've got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he doesn't give air to the ball, just keeps it flat, accurate into the stumps.
Born in Auckland, already has 3 T20I centuries to his name. That one's pumped down the ground, gets it perfectly straight, and is going to get 4. 50 comes up in good style with the skipper hitting a boundary. And Japan are looking in a good position here.
And that was flat batted and down the ground, hitting it over the bowler's head.
Back live with you now. 2 for 19 he took against Papua New Guinea. Fleming goes over long off. I think he's got enough of it. Oh yes, excellent batting. Likes the matchup. The leg spinner to the left-hander, and it's the second boundary in the over.
And this is what he did against Sandeep Lamichhane, back-to-back sixes, hitting it down to long on. This time around, gave himself room inside out over long off for a 6.
Good comeback, a little bit flatter through the air. Gets us to the end of the 8th over. Score moves to 60 for none, and it's been a really good 50 partnership between these two. Anand, with no form or pedigree really at the international level to speak of coming into this game, has his career best. He's made 25 off 19, and now Katawaki Fleming is starting to warm to his task.
Yeah, 60 of 48 deliveries, came in quick time. Good opening partnership between these two. Kendall Fleming on 34 of 29, whereas Abhishek Anand 25 of 19.
Going to bowl 3 on the bounce here at Malayata, which you don't see too often in T20s. Pretty unimpressed Shiju Sam right there with the throw from the long on fielder, who I think is Darius Visser down there. How many times did that one bounce coming in?
It didn't bounce, it rolled onto the wicket.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep the ball up. You're allowed 1 bounce, no problem. Darted in. There's a bit of a Yorker and a tumbling stop from the big man. Does well to save the single. And a bit of support over his left shoulder from Sean Salia, who's I think there's 5, if not 6, with some kind of first-class experience in New Zealand for Samoa. Oh, brilliant Yorker again. But Salia is the kind of active player. He will have pushed, just like Taran Nethla did, he will have pushed Black Caps selection pretty close. Got a fantastic record in domestic cricket there in New Zealand. As the slog sweep comes out, gets it and nails it for 6.
On one knee, Abhishek Anand, this is a good shot. Malayata before this was bowling pretty well, right on the slot. Easy pickings for Abhishek Anand. Good comeback ball by Malayata, a dot ball. 7 runs off this over. Before this, in 2 overs that he bowled, he was scored off 3 each. Misses his line down to the leg side, rightfully so given wide by the umpire. Another wide down the leg side, and they take an extra run because the keeper couldn't collect it cleanly.
It was a curious bit of play, wasn't it? Because Anand sort of just watched it go behind him, and then Katawaki Fleming said, hold on, we'll get an extra bonus run here, 2 wides. Oh, speared in full. Is that just angling down? No. Up goes the finger. It's the big wicket of the captain. He's been nailing those Yorkers, hasn't he, Malayata? And I have to say, he's deserved a wicket in this spell. Tricky bowler to sweep, you would imagine. The only question is, was it going to go on and skid by the leg stump or crash into middle and leg? Or maybe middle. Good decision, what do I know?
Yeah, it hit the toe of the batsman, Fleming. He knew that he was in trouble. After a good start, 35 of 31, he has to depart. Japan are first down on 70.
Thought at first, I think it was because the foot then came out of the way after the impact. It again shows how difficult umpiring is. That it might have just been drifting down, but not at all. If anything, it's going to go on and probably hit middle stump. So a very good piece of umpiring. Generally seen excellent umpiring throughout, actually. Shiju Sam from the UAE. Interesting move, this one. We would have expected Isam Rahman at number 3. And indeed, it was what was listed by Alan Kerr, the team manager for Japan, on our team sheet. They don't have to fill in a suggested batting order, but some teams are generous enough to do it for us. As it won't be Visser to continue, so we're going to need to get those graphics corrected. In fact, it's a change of bowling with the left armer Somani Fatu Ti coming on.
Going to the back foot and punching that down to covers for a single. Abhishek Anand. The new batsman is Ravichandran.
Yeah, the left arm spinner replacing the leg break bowler. We'll just get those graphics tidied up for you in a moment as we're approaching the halfway stage here. Ross Taylor, all his experience hovering in there, close extra cover. Sean Salia, the vice captain, the other side of him at mid wickets. Those two really the ones saving the singles. But nicely steered into the gap. The Ravichandran will get off the mark. So that'll get us to the halfway stage of the first innings. Samoa winning the toss, choosing to bowl first. Japan being inserted to bat. They've had a good start, but Samoa fighting back quite ably, and it's another game that hangs beautifully in the balance. We'll take a much needed break up here in the commentary box for about 5 minutes. We'll be back with all the action in a moment. Japan are 73 for 1.